Hi everyone and welcome to this reading. So today we are asking cards, who are you becoming? This should be a very lighthearted and positive reading, but we'll take whatever comes through. And these are your piles. So this is pile number 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So take a moment, relax, chill, and pause the video if you need to, and I'll see you at your pile. Okay, so this is pile number 1. If you chose this yellow paper clip, this is your reading. I already pre-shuffled your cards, so I get a very strong message right away, and that is who you're becoming is a person who is very self-assured and who stands very strong in their convictions. When we grow up and when we learn about society and ourselves, we develop certain beliefs, right? And values and thought patterns. But I think for this pile, I think you're realizing who you actually are. You're getting to know yourself on a much, much deeper level. There is a huge sense of confidence here. I don't think you've experienced this level of confidence in who you are ever before. It's almost like you're getting to know yourself so deeply that no one can come and tell you that you're something you're not. For example, if you were a shy person, let's say, on the outside, and people were like, oh yeah, so-and-so is a very shy, very timid, very calm person, but you felt very frustrated because deep down you're not that. This is just an example. This could be anything. And you knew deep down you're not that person. Even though you maybe came across as shy and timid, you knew deep down that you're a much more vibrant and outgoing person than people gave you credit for. And I think you're finally coming to a realization where you know exactly who you are and no one can tell you otherwise. If you, for example, were raised in an environment where you were constantly told that you're lazy, that you're not intelligent, that you're this or that. This goes specifically for people who were told negative things, like you're lazy, unsuccessful, you're a slob, or anything like that. I think you're reframing that, and you will have, maybe you're already had a moment like this. You're having a moment like, oh my God, I'm not this. I am not this person people taught me I am. I'm much, much more than, this narrative that I've accepted. Because, we are social beings and it's very normal to be sensitive to energetically to people and environments. And, if you were raised in an environment when you were constantly told one thing, that can come from your family, from your friends, from everyone around you. Even if everyone around you kept repeating that you're one thing, you are coming to a realization that you are not. And even if people keep telling you you are, let's say, lazy or whatever, you will know for 100% with 100% certainty that you are not that. And the amount of confidence that comes with this is mind-blowing. This is going to transform all areas of your life. I can't describe you how much respect comes with this pile, because for the first time in your life, I think people are going to start seeing you as a very powerful person that you are. You always were this person. It's just that the outer chatter, the people's opinions kept plugging your subconscious to the point where you thought these beliefs about yourself are yours, but they're not. I don't know if this pile is doing some journaling, healing, therapy, whatever. If you're not, I think that would be very helpful. But whatever you're doing, I think you're on the right track. What's changing and who you are becoming is a person who has such a strong presence and isn't afraid of embracing it. I think this is the pile for people who are afraid to shine their light. I think this is the pile for people who thought they're small, they're insignificant, they're not so interesting, they're lazy, and people who attributed all sorts of negative character traits to themselves, whereas they're completely opposite of that. This is a huge, it sounds to me like this is some sort of a huge awakening to your personal power. Who you are becoming is an extremely empowered individual. Do you know those people in movies or like in real life where you see a person and their presence is so magnetic that you just can't help but gravitate towards them? I think you always had this. You always had this in you. This is who you are. It's just that you are somehow afraid to step out and shine, because I think your environment was keeping you small for so long. This is extremely powerful. This can also resonate if you are someone from the LGBTQ plus community and you're finally coming to terms with your identity and embracing it confidently. This can definitely resonate with you. If you're not, please let it fly. This still applies, you know. This is a pile where you're really, it's almost like something is clicking in you. And I think this is going to be sudden. This is not going to happen gradually. This was a process, but I think you're finally going to get to a accumulating point, to a breaking point where you finally have this aha moment when you realize, oh my God, I have been powerful and unique and amazing all along. I can't believe I let people make me believe that I am not those things. I think this is going to resonate very much with people who were taught they were shy, timid, lazy, quiet, uninteresting, and anything like that. I am so proud of you. I don't know you. I really don't know you, but I'm so proud of you, and you should be very proud of yourself. I just want to tell you one thing. If you come to this realization and you take a step back, because I think you will take some steps back, this is how growth works. Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. Take it one step at a time, because I think you're on the right track. You're becoming much more confident. You're finally learning how to, maybe even say no and protect yourself and state boundaries without feeling guilty. You're finally going to be like, if someone says, oh, you're so shy and timid, you're going to be like, no, I'm not. You're going to state your case. You're going to say, I am this. You can tell me whatever you want. You can paint whatever picture of me you want, but I know deep down confidently that I'm not that. So, if this is your reading, I really, really congratulate you. I'm very proud of you, and I think you should be very proud of yourself. Thank you for coming here. I wish you all the best, and, see you soon. Hi, everyone, and welcome to your reading. If you chose pile number 2 and this pink paper clip, this is going to be your reading. I already pre-shuffled these cards off camera, and I already have a message, and that is you're becoming much more adventurous, spontaneous, and vibrant. For this pile specifically, I believe that you were living in a comfort zone for some time, which is okay. You may have been in a hermit mode because you're overwhelmed, and that's completely okay. But I think you're stepping out of that. I think for a very long time you were holding yourself back from really experiencing life due to fear or some negative beliefs you had about yourself, which is okay. Everyone goes through those phases. The good thing is you're finally releasing all those limitations, and you're thinking to yourself, I'm actually going to go out and do this. I'm tired of being this small. I'm tired of not taking chances. I'm tired of letting life pass me by. And I'm really going to go out and see what happens. Am I scared? Yes, I'm scared. Am I, curious what's going to happen? Yeah. I think this is a pile for people who are becoming much more adventurous, much more spontaneous, and much more playful with life. If you are someone who is always trying to, keep it safe, avoid risks, I think you are going to become much more spontaneous than you ever were before. People are not going to recognize this new person because I think you're the types of individuals who are very solid in themselves. You're very reliable. People can count on you. And I think you're also very predictable in the best way possible. You're keeping these qualities, but I think you're also developing a lot of unpredictability. People are not going to be able to tell your next move. And this is a very positive thing because this will invite a lot of newness into your life. If you craved fun, if you craved something new, if you thought your life needs more excitement, these things are coming to you, but they're not coming to you just because. They're coming to you because you're perfectly aligned to experience those things right now. This is going to be a little frightening maybe in the beginning because stepping out of the comfort zone is never easy, but you're taking baby steps towards opening yourself up to what life has to offer. It's almost like maybe, let's give a few examples. Maybe you always wanted to travel alone and you never had the courage to do so, to book your first flight. For this pile, you are now going to book your first flight or book your first train ticket, bus ticket, and travel to maybe to another city alone, to another country alone. You'll take baby steps and you will do it. There is something that you've been thinking about for a very long time that deep down you're capable of, but what was holding you back is your fear. You are letting go of this fear and you're going after that goal that required courage. So if you wanted to travel alone, you're finally doing so. If you wanted to enroll to a course or a field of study, you're finally doing so. If you wanted to take a leap of faith and text that person you wanted to text, you're doing so. And the best part here is I don't think you will feel heavy if things don't work out. You may have a little fear and doubt if something doesn't go as planned, but I think it will. But even if it doesn't, I don't think you will end up in a self-deprecation mode. You are becoming a person who, A, isn't afraid of taking risks, and 2, isn't going to beat themselves up if, the risk they took didn't bring them rewards. This is extremely positive. I think just one side note, cards are trying to warn you to, once you gain confidence in taking risk, which you will, try to remember your grounded self, your reliable self. Don't let that part of you go, and don't go to extremes. You're learning to become more playful, but at the same time, it's very important to learn to balance that with being reliable. I don't think you will have any problem with this. I just think cards are highlighting, just, for a side reference. And the interesting thing here is this new mentality you're stepping into is going to help you manifest your dream life. You're going to experience more in the upcoming few years than you experienced in maybe past few months or years altogether. This is a rapid progress. This is like doors are opening for you wherever you go. And that's all because you decided to take a step forward and do it despite of your fears. I see here you will be a little anxious and afraid, and that's completely normal when you're, trying to do something new. But please remember, this is just temporary. The more you step out of your comfort zone, the better you will be at, living this spontaneous, adventurous life that you always wanted to do. Because I don't think you're the type of person who is meant to stay stuck or stay small. Some people are very comfortable in their cocoon and they feel like their best selves there. I don't think this is the case for you. Even though you really love spending time alone and, having time for yourself, you need more experience, because deep down, I think this is the pile for people who are naturally adventurous. And I think that the next chapter of your life is going to bring you so many adventures and so many learning experiences. I don't think all of these experiences ahead of you are going to be necessarily positive, but they're not going to be negative. Don't be afraid. I'm just saying life is bringing you all sorts of experiences that will help you establish a real sense of confidence. You're going to think to yourself like, wow, I really did this. I stepped out of my comfort zone, and even if it didn't work out, I still did it. And you're going to build your confidence based on that. The more you do this, which you will keep doing, I think, in the future, the more empowered you will be. So you're stepping into a phase of your life, or you're becoming a person who is confidently and actively trying to defeat their fears. And I think you will be greatly rewarded for that. What's ahead of you is extremely positive. Yes, you may have some trying times, and trials, as life always presents, because life is never only light or shade. It's a mixture of both. You are definitely becoming more open and spontaneous, and I think this will transform all areas of your life. Just be brave. Don't be harsh on yourself. Things will work out exactly as they're meant to. I wish you all the best. You're on the right track. Stay strong, be brave. What's ahead of you is extremely positive, okay? Thank you so much for being here. I hope this reading resonated, and you will love this. You will definitely love this. You will love who you're becoming. I can confirm that with 100% certainty. Okay, so pile number 2, this was your reading. Thank you for coming, and I hope I see you soon. Hi everyone who chose pile number 3 and this blue paperclip. I already pre-shuffled cards for your pile, and you have 6 of Cups, the Hermit, King of Wands, and 9 of Cups. This is a highly spiritual pile, and if you chose this pile, I think you're either going through a very turbulent time in your life. Your life may feel as if it's falling apart, or you're facing some sort of adversity, or you have been through some negativity in your life. You have already experienced this, and this is in your past. Regardless of what is happening, what's the case with you, I think you're developing a strong sense of inner peace and inner contentment that will take you places. This pile is all about developing wisdom and inner knowing that whatever happens is happening for the greater good, and that you cannot control what universe has for you. You can only control how you react. I think you're becoming a person who is at peace with themselves, knowing that you're doing the best that you can in any given situation. This is an extremely wise pile. This is for people say in spiritual community, these people are old souls. So if you resonate with that, this is definitely your pile. This is, to be honest, the level of maturity even older people sometimes don't reach. This is very, very spiritually advanced. You're becoming someone who is at the same time, in charge of your own destiny. You will be in charge of your destiny, but at the same time, you will be able to accept whatever life has in store for you at the given moment, right? So for example, if you are going through a turbulent time, you won't panic, you won't be dramatic, you won't try to surrender to misery. You will process your emotions in a healthy way, and you will feel sorrow, you will feel all the heaviness, but at the same time you will be at peace, knowing that every storm will pass. I think life has taught you that life always has ups and downs, or if you haven't come to that realization yet, you will definitely learn that in the upcoming period. What's ahead of you is definitely a more light-hearted, not light-hearted, what's ahead of you is more light, let's put it that way. What's ahead of you is more light and definitely more hope. But I think this is because you decided that whatever happens in your life, you will be okay. If a person you're dating, for example, decides that they don't want to date you anymore, or if something like that happened, you're going to be like, okay, that's your choice, I can't control you. Thank you for the experience, and I will be at peace knowing that universe has someone better, or someone who is better suited for me in store, right? Or if you are experiencing maybe a loss of a job, you won't surrender to desperation. You will definitely feel your emotions, but you will be like, okay, I lost my job. This is the reality of my life. I'm facing this. But now I am ready to recuperate, think, and find solutions that will give me something positive in the future. I'm going to look for another job. Everything is going to be fine. There is a renewed sense of hope. I think for the most part, this is for people who already have experienced turmoil or negativity or unhappy, unfortunate circumstances in their life, or for people who are currently going through the mill. You're really maturely handling whatever is life giving you at the moment. And what this is going to bring you is a sense of inner peace. And what's strange is, I think this sense of inner peace will create a lot of space for future growth, because you're not surrendering yourself to panic. You're not panicking. You're not catastrophizing. You're not looking at things from a very black and white perspective. I think you're becoming more open to nuances of life, and you're becoming a person who can easily see both light and shade of every situation. And this is going to help you navigate life for many, many years to come. You're becoming a person who, you know what, this is going to bring you a lot of clarity. You're learning how to, actually, you're not learning, you're becoming a person who thinks clearly even in highly stressful situations. If you were someone who was filled with anxiety, who dealt with a lot of anxiety or even depression, I think you're finally learning to think in terms like, okay, I feel this way, my emotions are legit, I am allowed to feel this way, but this will pass. I feel this way, but this will pass, and I will handle this, and I will go with the flow of life the best way that I can. You're giving yourself credit for the hard work, inner hard work and outer hard work that you have been putting into yourself in your life. You're learning how to comfort yourself, and this is going to help you think rationally in the future. And even now, with that example that I gave with the job, if you maybe lost your job, you will think in terms like, okay, my reality is that I lost my job. I love my job, but it's not here anymore. I'm not going to surrender to desperation and sadness. I will grieve it for sure, but let's see what I can do from here. This is my reality, and I know universe has my back. What you're developing here is a lot more trust in yourself and a lot more trust in the universe. If you've been struggling with anxiety and depression, this is going to slowly dilute. You won't be, I'm not going to say a victim to that because that's a very harsh word, but I think you will find it easier to manage your difficult thoughts and emotions going forward. And what's interesting, maybe you don't believe this if I said this to you, but especially if you're going through a difficult time right now, you're going to start seeing beauty in small things around you. It's almost like, something bad happens, but you're able to be grateful for what you still have. You're able to enjoy little moments in life. You're becoming more mindful. Like, keywords for this pile are wisdom, mindfulness, and inner peace, for sure. And to be quite honest, I think this is extremely inspiring, because if you develop this sort of mindset, this will serve you for years and years to come. I always say this, this will serve you for a very long time, because this is a very healthy mindset to be in. I see you as a very wise person. It's like your higher self is this wise man or woman that knows that life is going to get better and things will sort themselves out. You just have to trust the process, It's like a wheel of fortune. If we were always on top, we wouldn't be able to appreciate, the good stuff that we have, because we would take them for granted. But because it's spinning all the time and we're, experiencing some ups and downs, we can use this contrast to really enjoy the good things in our life. You're learning all of this. You're becoming a person who goes with the flow, who goes, along with the wheel of fortune without resistance. You're not resisting life. Whatever it throws at you, you're like, I will handle this. I handled a lot of situations in my life, and I know confidently that I can handle this with maturity and responsibility and with feeling at peace with myself. So I really hope, if you're going through something, just know that all of this is temporary, and you're becoming a person who knows how to navigate both the ups and downs in life. And this is going to bring you a lot of peace and inner contentment in the long run. So I really wish you all the best. I hope this reading resonated, and I really hope to see you soon. Have a great day, and thank you for coming to this reading.